Rick Boss with Sky Elements. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Great to be here.
Let's dive into it. So, Sky Wars is September 28th. How many drones are we expecting you guys to bring this year?
It's great. I can't believe we're talking here. This is February, and I just can't
I
believe that
know.
we're already back to the next show. So, honestly, I don't know how many we're going to bring. We're going to bring a lot, though.
A
Whatever we
lot.
do, we're going to bring a lot. Yes. So the show hasn't been decided yet, but we're going to bring more every year. We're going to bring more. So we're looking forward to it.
We do have some months to plan for it, that's for sure.
We
Last
got a few months. Yes. Yes.
So last year you guys brought 600 and that was the second time that you guys came out.
Yep.
And what the first year was 200, so it was
Yeah,
just a huge.
200 to 600. So we're definitely going to have more than 600. And we've got new technology this year that's flying longer than last year. So depending on what Skywars wants us to do, we may run a little longer, or maybe we'll get a little more creative on what we're doing too. So yeah, looking forward to getting the planning kicked off. I know I talked with our creative team, and those guys were excited about doing Skywars again. So we're looking forward to being back. More drones.
More
That's the
drones.
teaser.
That's what we
More
want to hear.
drones. That's
More
right. More
drones.
cowbell. That's what we do.
More drones to me honestly sounds like more pyro that we can allow on the field because I love the drone show. It is like the perfect palate cleanser between all the shows that go up
Yeah.
that night and it helps clear the smoke out. We
That's
desperately
right.
need
More
it.
drones. It's going to be more fans. We're just going to keep clearing the smoke out. So I love it.
Exactly. I love to hear it. How many people are usually involved in one show? Like, say, for Sky Wars, this past year, how
Yeah.
many people did you bring out? How many people were involved in the behind the scenes?
Yeah. Yeah. Behind the scenes. So a lot of time is spent designing the show. So, like a 600 drone show, they'll probably spend between 60 and 80 hours designing and animating and doing all the computer work that needs to be done before the show. So, most of the time, the big lift actually happens before the event even happens, which is very similar to Pyro, right? When you're making that Pyro musical, you're just clocking all kinds of hours, getting scripting done and getting it to the right music. So the analogy is very similar to a really big Pyro musical, is very similar to putting all the behind the scenes when it comes to a drone show. So a lot of hours put in there, 60, 80 hours probably on this show this last time. And then when we get into the field, again, similar to Pyro, like getting a lot of bodies out there to get it done. So like 600 drones, we typically have between 12 and 15 people to help lay out the drones, get everything squared away. And we have one pilot, one crew chief that's running everything to make sure it all goes smooth and everything is super safe.
I was super impressed with how efficient you guys were as soon as you got on the field. You guys got there at like 2 o'clock this past time.
Yep.
And, by, I don't know, 6, 7 o'clock, you guys were ready to roll. Had 600 drones out on the field that's a lot. That grid,
Yeah.
I was so impressed with. And then the whole team knew what they were doing, calibrating all the drones, getting everything set up. You had so much equipment out there and in such a short amount of time, and it was go time. It was amazing, amazing to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, we've flown over 1,000 shows now, flying hundreds a year, and so yeah, the team is really honing it down on how quickly they can get things done, get set up, and get things squared away.
So you guys you've been very busy this past year,
Yeah,
2023 into now. I saw you guys were breaking some world records last
yeah.
year.
So yeah, this past year we've been having a ton of fun. We just having a ton of fun doing cool things with our clients, and some of those have been breaking world records. So we now officially hold 6 Guinness World Records, and there might be a few more in the bag that we're planning on as well. But yeah, we're just having so much fun. This past year, busy for us. Drone shows, literally, figuratively, have been taken off. And so we're flying even more of them last year than the year before. And this year is starting off even stronger than last year. So you'll see even more drone shows flying at events, baseball games, and we'll be back at Sky Wars too.
That's amazing. No, I saw you guys were like doing like the largest aerial image, largest aerial what sentence, largest aerial fictional character. Are you just
Yes.
kind of like Googling what
Yeah.
what records there are to break and then being like,
It's
yeah, we could do
funny.
that?
It is funny. Like the first one we saw, which is what we broke for the 4th of July, was the largest aerial sentence that somebody did in the Middle East. And we're like, are you serious? The Middle East has a Guinness record for the largest aerial census. We got this. So that's the one we did for the 4th of July. We're like, we're going to take that back to the States and make sure it's here. And we've kind of, that's been a little bit of it. We just kind of looked around and said, okay, what are these guys doing around the world that have been breaking records? And we just keep matching them, making them bigger, that type of thing. So it's been fun. Like our funnest one, which I don't know that a lot of people have seen it, is we did the most emojis in 2 minutes. So go check out our video on the most emojis in 2 minutes that broke a Guinness World Record. So it was hilarious.
That is incredible. No, I have not seen that yet. When did you do that?
Yeah, we did that one back in December. So we did that actually when we did the largest fictional character. We
Gotcha.
broke them during the same day. So we did another one that night. Yeah, and that largest fictional character, which was the Nutcracker, that show was massive. We actually had to apply for extra airspace from the FAA in order to fly that huge Nutcracker in the sky. So that was awesome.
Wow. How long does it take for Guinness? Do you get Guinness out there or do you self-certify
Yeah.
and have them
No,
come?
no, Guinness comes out. They're really good about what they do, coming and taking a look at everything. So they come out, they take a look, understand what we're trying to do. First, they come in and they certify that this is actually a Guinness World Record attempt, that it all makes sense. They've got a guy that comes out and he's out there with us all day. He videos the show, he inspects the show and makes sure that it actually hit the record and then presents the record to you that night. So it's quite a process going through with the Guinness folks just to make sure that everything's on point and they get it all certified. So yeah, it's been a fun process. Now that we've done it 6 times, we've kind of gotten to know what the process is like to get it all smoothed out.
Yeah, you got them on speed dial now, huh?
We got them figured out. Yes, yes. They know when we're calling.
Do you guys think that you have the most Guinness World Records at the moment for a drone company?
I don't know. We haven't even looked at that. That it's got to be close. I know there's a couple others with at least four, or maybe they've got a few more. But if we don't have the most, we're right up there in the top three with the most Guinness records for a drone company for sure.
You got to be close. Maybe that'll be your next record, holding
Yeah,
it
that's
like
it.
that.
We'll go break. I said once we get to double digits, I don't know. We got to figure out, do we need more than that? Do we need more than 10 Guinness records? So we'll see. We'll get to 10 and we'll decide. Imagine our largest show we've flown, when you mentioned the 600 laid out, we just flew 1,600 in Orlando in the fall. And so imagine 16, so, we had 600 laid out there. When this show, we had another 1,000 laid out on the ground. So there were 1,600 drones that folks are going and laying out. That was a big team. That was close to 30 people to
Oh
lay
my
all
God.
that out. And as every pyro would appreciate and love, when we did that 1,600 drone show, it rained all day, all throughout the show, nonstop rain, in the mud, in the rain, in the wind, 20-mile-an-hour winds during the day, 10, 15-mile-an-hour winds during the show. So it was one of those times, like pyros have all experienced, where it's like just miserable all day, but you're just so glad that you got your show up and excited that the audience loved it. So yeah,
Oh my
here's hoping
gosh.
for awesome weather at Sky Wars with a nice little breeze
Yeah,
for us.
a nice manageable breeze. Please
That's
keep the
right. Nice little
storms out of
breeze.
the
Get the
way.
smoke out of the way. Exactly.
Right. I know
Yeah.
every pyro can relate to that, especially this past year when we had to postpone one of the shows to the following night. That was heartbreaking
Yes.
for everyone. At least
We got
we,
soaked. Everybody got soaked in that field. Yes, that's such a
oh my
bummer. We're glad
gosh,
that, as many shows were able to get up as they could before that storm came in. And we're super glad that we were able to get the drones up before it all got rained on. But yeah,
for
we were out there.
sure.
Yeah, as every pyro knows, you love that when you're packing up in the soaking rain. Yeah, you reminded me of that.
Right.
I actually forgot. I blocked that out. I
Oh
remembered
my
only the
gosh.
good memories. I didn't remember being soaked to my core
Yeah, did you
packing up.
guys have to go back out there and pull them immediately after the drones
Yeah,
came
like
down?
we knew the storm was coming in, so as soon as they landed, everybody was packing as fast as they could. But we didn't miss the rain. Yeah, we got totally soaked as
Yeah.
we were packing up all the drones. But
A-
that
And
happens.
for context, our showrunners did not know that the storm was coming up until like a couple hour, like an hour or
Yeah.
so. into the show, so it was not
Right.
like we could have postponed the entire
Yeah, we didn't know either
thing.
until
It
I don't
just
think it was
came up
late
on
in the
us.
day. Yeah, it
Good
was
old
late in the day
Missouri.
when somebody said, "Hey, there's going to be a storm coming," and we're like, "Okay, looks like it's going to be later. No big deal. We're good." And then it was not too far before the show when the pilot's like, "Guys, we're going to get rained on while we're packing up, so let's move as fast as we can." But
It was
man, it was
heartbreaking during, I mean, at show control, they had the National Weather Service on the phone and they were like, okay, we're monitoring it. And then at
yeah,
a certain point, they were like, okay, this is the cutoff. You have to go. It was so sad.
right. It's
But
terrible, terrible to have. But what do you do? Keep everybody safe. Everybody got to see a good show. Keep the audience, keep the pyros safe. You got to do what you got to do.
that's right. And then we were able to safely and manageably shoot it the next day,
I know. I
which
wish I was in town. I had to leave. I didn't get to go see some of that stuff
I
getting
know
shot at.
everyone does, but I mean, we captured it. So there were some really good videographers on site to be able to capture it. We had a smaller group then, which of course we had to do because we didn't have the licenses and the permission to have a public show that evening.
Right.
So it all worked out. But yeah, I pray into the weather gods and the pyro gods and the drone gods that we will have amazing weather on September
Yeah.
28th this year. Congratulations on all your records that you guys have been breaking
Yeah.
and
Thanks.
making. That's incredible, incredible work that you guys have been doing. I love to see what you guys have on your blog and on your YouTube channels. It's amazing. It's insane. And I cannot wait to see what you guys pull out for us on the 28th.
Yeah, thanks. We're looking forward to coming out and doing it too. Our team loves this show. I mean, really, we've got an amazing team. You know, our animation team, our activation team, our sales folks. We're growing it every day and adding folks to those teams, and they just love this space. We're just like I said earlier, we're just really doing some fun things. Everybody's having a great time, and then definitely Sky Wars is one of the ones that everybody really loves. The things that we can do there, where it's kind of just cut loose, do something fun that we want to do. So yeah, we're looking forward to being back and doing something fun again. We'll see everybody out there before we know it. I'll just say, if you're not already following us out on Instagram and YouTube, follow us. We're doing some fun stuff out there, and you'll see some cool things popping up over the next couple of months.
You guys sure are doing some cool things, and we'll catch up with you again as we get closer to the event to hear a little bit more about what
Awesome.
you guys are planning.
Sounds good, Sam. I appreciate it.